For over 2 centuries, America's geography was its ultimate geographic hack. It provided the perfect rivers, endless fertile soil, and mountains of resources that built an unrivaled global superpower. But today, the very land that built the country is violently turning against it. From sinking cities in the east to drying rivers in the west, America's geography is breaking down. So how did the US use its geography to become a superpower, and why is it all starting to fail today? To truly grasp the magnitude of what's happening to the United States today, we have to understand the sheer incomprehensible scale and majesty of the land itself. When you strip away the highways, the sprawling cities, and the artificial borders drawn on a map, what remains is a physical geography so perfectly arranged, it almost feels like it was manifested through a video game like SimCity. It's a landmass that stretches across an entire continent, flanked by 2 massive oceans, creating a fortress of unparalleled geographic diversity. This is a lot of geography to cover, so let's start in the east, where it all started for the United States. The Atlantic coast is a heavily indented shoreline, fractured with deep bays, barrier islands, and sprawling estuaries. Moving inland, the coastal plain gently rises. This entire area is a lush, temperate expanse of dense forests and wetlands that eventually crashes into the Appalachian Mountains. Now, these mountains are incredibly ancient. Hundreds of millions of years ago, they would have rivaled the Himalayas in height and sheer ruggedness. But today, immense stretches of time and weather have softened them into rolling, heavily forested ridges. Yet, despite their weathered appearance, they act as a formidable natural wall. They form a geographic spine, running all the way from Maine down to Georgia, effectively sealing off the eastern seaboard from the vastness of the interior. But what happens when you finally cross that ancient, forested mountain range? You don't just find more land, you find a basin of mind-boggling proportions, a place that holds the secret to the continent's incredible potential. Stretching from the western slopes of the Appalachians all the way to the jagged snow-capped peaks of the Rocky Mountains lies the great interior of the United States. This is a sprawling, seemingly endless expanse entirely dominated by the Mississippi River watershed. Imagine a massive, branching tree of water, with thousands of tributaries flowing from the absolute edges of the continent right down through its heart, all converging towards the Gulf of Mexico. It's a network of water so vast and so intricate that it feels specifically designed by nature to weave together every isolated corner of the American interior. But this water network isn't just about movement. It sits atop a landscape of deep, rich soils that stretch for thousands upon thousands of miles. The sheer volume of flat temperate land here is unmatched anywhere else on the planet. Yet, as peaceful and uniform as this endless green expanse appears, a violent, dramatic shift waits just on the western horizon, ready to shatter the illusion of a gentle continent. Rising abruptly from the Great Plains, of course, are the Rocky Mountains. If the Appalachians are the ancient, weathered grandparents of North America, the Rockies are the young, jagged, and imposing titans. Reaching heights of over 14,000 feet, this massive, unbroken cordillera acts as the continent's Great Divide. It physically separates the continent into 2 halves, dictating the weather patterns for the entire landmass. The sheer impassability of these mountains creates a distinct separation, a towering wall of rock, pine, and ice that stands between the sweeping eastern plains and the rugged, unpredictable west. And once you cross the Rockies, the geography only gets more extreme and unforgiving. The American West is a landscape of stark, beautiful contrasts. You have the Great Basin, a massive geographic bowl where water flows in but never flows out to the ocean, creating alien landscapes of blinding white salt flats and endless sagebrush desert. Further south and west, you find the deep, scorching trenches of the Mojave and Sonoran deserts, places so hostile yet so incredibly vibrant with adapted life. Then, aggressively colliding with the Pacific Ocean, are the Sierra Nevada and the Cascade Mountain ranges. These towering coastal giants catch all the moisture rolling off the ocean, creating isolated environments where the tallest and most massive trees on the planet, the redwoods and sequoias, reach out to touch the clouds. But just when you think you've comprehended the sheer scale of the United States, you have to look north, because nothing in the lower 48 truly prepares you for the colossal reality of the Arctic. Alaska isn't just another part of the country, it's a geographic realm all on its own. If you were to drop Alaska on top of the contiguous United States, it would stretch all the way from the Atlantic to the Pacific coast, albeit through its chain of islands. It's a land strictly defined by superlatives. It holds the highest peak in North America, Denali, rising out of the tundra like a frozen god. It contains immense glacial fields larger than entire European countries, and thousands upon thousands of miles of rugged, untouched fjord-carved coastline. It's a pristine, frozen wilderness that adds a completely different, primal quality to the American geographic portfolio. It's the raw, untamed frontier, matched only in its isolation by the comparatively minuscule Hawaiian archipelago in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. From the tropical isolation of Hawaii, sitting like an impregnable fortress in the middle of the vast Pacific, to the frozen, sweeping expanse of the Alaskan Arctic, to the vast, contiguous heart of the country itself, the physical geography of the United States is a masterpiece of natural engineering. It provided a canvas of staggering natural beauty and unmatched geographic diversity. It's the physical foundation upon which the most powerful country the world has ever seen was built. But a foundation is only as strong as the earth it rests on. And as we're about to see, this perfect geographic machine wasn't